Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, Executive Editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with What Are You Listening to Lately? Well, sometimes, you put something on and it reminds you of something else or sends you off in a direction. And the direction in this particular case was in that of violinist Gil Shaham, because in my recent video on the best Elgar Violin Concerti, he did an absolutely marvelous one with the Chicago Symphony and David Zinman on his own label, Canary Classics, which good luck finding it. And, so I thought to myself, he's done so much, and so much of it is so good. And we've talked about him before, but there's something I don't believe we've talked about specifically at any length. And so I figured, what the heck? I was playing it just the other day, and it was absolutely lovely. And it's this, the complete Mozart Violin Concerti with the SWR Symphony Orchestra with Nicolas McGegan conducting, a period instrument specialist. And so I thought it would be interesting to see how this particular modern-day virtuoso approaches the whole conundrum of period instrument this and that and historically informed performance, and McGegan as well. And the answer is, happily, they don't. I mean, they do, but they don't make a fetish of it. And I was so happy to hear that. Mozart's violin concertos, quite frankly, are not his most interesting works. I'm not particularly excited by them. They are lovely, and the ones that get played most often, 3 and 5, are the loveliest of the lovely. 4 is pretty good too. And Mozart was, I think, 15 when he wrote them, around that age. It was not going to be, his mature best. His greatest string concerto, as we all know, and as we've discussed many times, is the Symphonia Concertante for violin and viola, which is just, screaming masterpiece knockout. When you play that next to these, you realize that they are, in a sense, immature works. And they're certainly not going to get you thrilled by, their virtuosity, because violin virtuosity in Mozart's day was quite a different thing than it later became in the 19th century. And so a great performance of this has to have other qualities. And these performances have those other qualities. I think of Arthur Grumio's set with Colin Davis. What is it that you want in Mozart? You need that long singing line. You need perfect intonation. You need a beautiful vocal timbre. Yes, a beautiful vocal timbre, which means an exquisitely sensitive use of vibrato, plenty of it to keep the vocal part going, but not excessive. In other words, you need, in that empyrean of cultural aesthetics, that most elusive quality, good taste. And Shaham has good taste. And so does Nicolas McGegan, I might add. He really does. They play this music in the allegros with the liveliness that you want. I mean, the opening of even the very first concerto is full of vim and vigor, and they're just those ritornellos which set the stage for the soloist are beautifully done. They are not played in scruffy, scrappy, historically infirm performance-like manner. What you get is the rhythm and the clarity and that feeling of freshness. But you also have modern instruments, modern standards of intonation, and that's a big help. And they're splendid. I mean, the Turkish episode and the finale of the 5th concerto has plenty of bite and Turkiliciousness. It's marvelous. But then you've got the adagios, the slow movements, or the andantes, or whatever they are. They are absolutely beautiful. They're beautiful. First of all, they're not too fast. They flow like vocal music, as they should. They allow the soloist to phrase, to sing, to ornament gently, which he does, I think, very tastefully. And oh my God, my exemplar, or my iconic reference for the handling of the slow movements and whether the performances are going to be worth anyone's time is the slow movement of the 3rd concerto, which has just one of the most beautiful tunes in the history of humanity, and it's gorgeous. It's for strings and flutes, and it's so, so, so beautiful. And if it doesn't sound like the most beautiful thing in the world, I don't want to hear it. And I doubt that you do either. It's painful. It's absolutely painful. Well, here you have exquisitely pure timbre. you can hear the variety of tone color that he gets, with which he embellishes the beautiful singing vocal line throughout the thing. It's what you got to hear. It's what it's got to be. And so I'm very, very happy to recommend this. I mean, I know we all have 50 versions of the Mozart Violin Concerti, but this is gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I think that it's important to point out that, the historically informed performance movement and modern playing are not incompatible with each other. They're not at all. I mean, after all, the latter arose from the former. And it arose, moreover, to improve or polish the defects of the former. And that's what we get here. It's really what we get here. We get fresh, vibrant, musically balanced, intelligent musicianship from everybody. And it's a great set, the Mozart Concerti from Gil Shaham and Nicolas McGegan and the SWR Symphony Orchestra on SWR Classic. I guess it came out about it was recorded 2018, 2019, but it was released, let's see, it says here, copyright 2022. So it's been around, for a little bit. And I think that it's definitely worth a listen. Shaham is just a tremendous musician. He really is. It's great. Just great. So keep on listening, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care.